The sun beat down, relentless, unforgiving. This was the Pilbara region, Western Australia, a vast expanse of red earth, ancient rock baked for eons. Pilbara Minerals Limited operated here. Their massive trucks carved scars, their drills bit deep, seeking lithium, seeking the future's fuel. It was just another day, or so it seemed. The year was 2025, the month May. The heat was already building, a typical late autumn morning. The drills whined, a familiar sound. Deep within Pit Alpha 7, the earth shuddered. Tons of rock were dislodged day after day, the same routine, but today was different. Drill rig operator, young Jono, felt it first. A change in resistance. Not the usual grind of ironstone, something smoother, something tougher. He eased back on the controls. The whine changed pitch, a warning he cut the power. Silence descended. The first edge appeared, dark, unnaturally smooth. It was not rock, it was metal. But not any metal they knew. It gleamed dully in the harsh sunlight, reflecting the worried faces above it. More earth was cleared away, gently. Reverently, the object grew larger. Its shape began to resolve. An ovoid form, like a colossal flattened egg. It was perhaps 3 meters long and nearly 2 meters wide, perfectly symmetrical, utterly alien. There were no seams, no rivets, no welds. It looked as if it had been grown, not constructed. Its surface was cool to the touch. Despite the blazing Pilbara sun, the metal was dark grey, almost black. But it had a strange luster, shifting with the light, like a captured night sky. The miners, tough men used to hardship, were silent. Suddenly a new sound joined the silence. It was faint at first, a low thrum, barely perceptible above the wind. It seemed to emanate from the object itself, from deep within its metallic heart. The miners looked at each other, eyes wide. Had they imagined it? No. There it was again, a little stronger this time, a vibration, more felt than heard, a subtle resonance in the air and in the ground beneath their feet. The hum grew steadily. It was not a mechanical noise, not the roar of an engine or the whine of gears. This was different. It was a pure tone, almost musical, yet profoundly alien. It seemed to fill the space around them, pressing in on their eardrums, vibrating in their chests. It was not painful. Tomo snatched his hand back. His face was pale beneath the grime. He looked at the others. "Get Henderson!" he said. His voice was hoarse. Now the spell was broken. Action was needed. This was too big for them, too strange. Jono scrambled for the radio. His fingers fumbled with the controls. He called the site manager. His report was brief, strained. "Boss, you need to come to Pit Alpha 7 right away. We've found something unusual." Site manager Henderson was a practical man. A geologist by training, he had dealt with surprises before. Strange rock formations, unexpected water ingress, but nothing could have prepared him for this. He arrived in his dusty Land Cruiser. He saw the object, he saw the faces of his men, he heard the pervasive hum. His carefully constructed pragmatism crumbled, replaced by a profound sense of disbelief and a dawning understanding of the implications. This was not a geological find. His first instinct was control. "Nobody touches it," he ordered. Section 5. Science confronts the impossible, experts on site. Within hours, a private jet landed on the remote airstrip serving the mine. It carried a hand-picked team geologists, physicists, and an expert in exotic materials. They were a sober, serious group, briefed on the flight, but still unprepared for the reality. The mine site was now under tight security. A temporary exclusion zone had been established, and the regular workforce was sent home under strict orders of silence. The air hummed with tension, and the object's strange song. Dressed in sterile protective suits, the scientists approached. They moved with caution. Their faces, visible through clear visors, showed intense concentration. They carried an array of sophisticated instruments, Geiger counters, magnetometers, and spectrometers. The object sat impassively, its surface gleaming faintly. The blue symbols pulsed, and the hum was a constant presence, a low thrum that vibrated through their very bones. It seemed to defy easy categorization, a palpable force. Initial scans yielded baffling results. The metal alloy was unknown. It did not match any element or compound in their databases. It seemed to absorb radar waves, making internal imaging impossible. X-rays were similarly ineffective, as if the object was deliberately shielding its interior. The Geiger counter remained silent, no harmful radiation. Yet there was an energy field, subtle and complex. The magnetometer spun erratically near its surface, indicating powerful localized magnetic fields. The symbols were photographed and analyzed by linguists and cryptographers via secure link. No known human language, ancient or modern. No recognizable mathematical sequences. They were elegant, infinitely complex, but their meaning remained elusive. Frustration grew among the team. Science relied on data, on patterns, on known laws. This object seemed to mock their efforts. It was a piece of the universe they did not understand, a challenge to everything they knew. Section 6, The Paradox of Time, a billion-year enigma. The focus shifted to the surrounding rock. This, at least, was familiar territory. The geologists took core samples with meticulous care from the strata immediately encasing the object and from layers above and below. These rocks told a story written in stone, a story of deep time. The Pilbara Craton was ancient, one of the oldest, most stable pieces of Earth's crust. Its age was well documented, known to all. The samples were rushed to a mobile lab set up hastily near the site office. The team worked through the night under the harsh glare of portable lights. The hum of the object was a distant, unsettling companion. Radiometric dating techniques were employed. Uranium lead, potassium argon, cross-referencing results ensuring accuracy. The numbers began to emerge, consistent, unambiguous, and utterly astounding. This was the crucial piece of the puzzle, the rock directly touching the object. The matrix from which it had been freed was dated conclusively. It was 1.2 billion years old. 1,200 million years, give or take a few million. This was not a mistake. The data was irrefutable. The object had been there, sealed within the Earth's crust for over 1 billion years, before the Cambrian explosion, before complex multicellular life had truly taken hold on the planet, before even the simplest animals. 1 billion years. The scientists stared at the figures. The implications were staggering, impossible. No human civilization existed then. No civilization of any kind that history recorded. Yet here was a manufactured artifact of incredible sophistication, resting in rock from that primordial era. It was a paradox, a temporal anomaly, an object out of time. The very foundations of archaeology, of paleontology, of human history trembled. This changed everything. Section 7. Earthly explanations, grasping at straws. The human mind abhors a vacuum, especially an explanatory one. The scientists, despite the evidence, tried. They had to. Could this be a natural phenomenon, some bizarre, unknown geological process, perhaps a unique form of crystallization, under immense pressure and heat, deep within the Earth, forming metallic structures with strange resonant frequencies? They searched for precedents, for analogues, for any shred of a conventional answer, but the object defied such explanations. No known geological process could create such a perfectly formed ovoid with such a complex non-terrestrial alloy, nor could it etch symbols of such intricate design. The idea of a fulgurite, a lightning strike fusing rock, was considered, but this was too large, too structured, too deeply buried, and the metal was not fused silica. It was something far more advanced, something beyond Earth's natural chemistry. The hum itself remained a profound puzzle. It was not a simple mechanical vibration. Spectral analysis revealed a complex waveform with repeating patterns, harmonics. It was almost like a signal, a message encoded in sound. But what was it saying, and to whom? Or was it merely the sound of an ancient power source, still functioning after all this time? The energy readings around the object were low, but undeniably present, and not of any known terrestrial type. One by one, the earthly explanations were examined and found wanting. They were discarded, reluctantly. The team was composed of rational minds, trained to seek logical causes, but logic now pointed in an uncomfortable direction towards a conclusion that was both thrilling and terrifying. The object was not of Earth. It could not be. The evidence was too strong. The alternative that all their science was wrong was even more unsettling. The truth lay elsewhere. Section 8. Beyond Our World. The extraterrestrial conclusion. The word unspoken for so long finally surfaced. Alien, extraterrestrial. The object was a product of non-human intelligence. The conclusion was inescapable. It was a relic from the stars, left on Earth in a time beyond human comprehension. a civilization capable of interstellar travel 1 billion years ago. The object hummed its ancient song, a testament to their existence. Humanity was not the first, and it was not alone. Section 9. A New Horizon, Humanity's Changed Perspective. The secret of Pit Alpha 7 could not be held for long. Such a discovery was too monumental, too important for one company or one nation. Soon the world would know, and when it did, nothing would be the same. Humanity's understanding of its own history, of its place in the cosmos, would be forever altered. The lonely pedestal upon which mankind had placed itself would crumble. We were children in a very old, very crowded universe. Our history books would need rewriting, our philosophies re-evaluating, our religions challenged. The story of life on Earth was no longer solely our own. We were part of a larger narrative, a galactic story. The object was proof, solid, undeniable, and humming. It was a message from the deep past, and perhaps a key to the future. What technologies lay dormant within it? What knowledge could it unlock? The possibilities were endless and daunting. The object itself remained an enigma, its purpose, its creators, its message, all shrouded in the mists of 1 billion years. Scientists would study it for decades, perhaps centuries, trying to decipher its secrets, trying to understand the minds that had conceived it. It was a challenge, a gift, a warning, all at once. The path ahead was uncertain, but it was undeniably exciting. A new chapter was dawning for the human race. The miners of Pilbara had sought lithium, a valuable but earthly treasure. They had found something infinitely more precious, a connection to the stars, a profound mystery that would drive human curiosity for generations. The red dust of Western Australia had yielded a secret kept for an unimaginable time. As the news began to leak, the world looked up. The stars seemed brighter, closer, and filled with untold possibilities. The universe was suddenly a much bigger place.